Hello everyone, my name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober now for 1 year, 4 months and 9 days. I've been keeping a diary on Facebook once a week since I quit drinking, and also on Instagram. I've had a lot of comments from a lot of people that I should start my own videos and share what I've been doing for the last year, 4 months and 9 days. I guess this first video will be an introduction who I am. I'm 45 years old. I grew up in a small little town in western New York. When we were teenagers, the best thing that we could ever do, the only thing we could ever do, was go party. I was a consistent weekend drinker throughout my high school years. As I was out of high school, it became almost an every night thing. I'm trying to not go by script because I want this to be real, but I'm a little nervous being my first video. I've spent a month trying to actually get one that I really liked, so hopefully this is the one. As I said, in my 20s, when I got legal to drink, it was an every night thing, after work, before work. Generally before work meant I wasn't going to work that night. Weekends, I was obliviated. Lost a lot of relationships throughout the years to alcohol, because alcohol always took precedence. Getting drunk with my buddies was more important than hanging out with my significant others. My 30s, I hit some turmoil. Was arrested a few times. Stupid shit. Forced not to drink. It was pretty easy to figure out when you were getting tested and when you weren't getting tested, and alcohol didn't stay in my system very long, so I could pretty much say I wasn't drinking, but still drank. As a teenager, also, I could have graduated from high school in county jail, or I was ordered to go to rehab. I wasn't ordered to, I had my choice, jail or rehab. I chose 28-day program. I stayed clean and sober the rest of my probation, and after I graduated from high school and I was no longer on probation, gloves were off again. I was living on my own. We had parties every night. Lost some good roommates, good friends from partying every night. As I said, in my late 20s and early 30s, alcohol was really ruining my life. In and out of courts for drunk driving, just stupid crap. And probably, I guess 9 years ago, I was put on house arrest for 3 months. Also because of drinking and other things that I had done while I was drinking. It was 90 days house arrest, or again, option of a year county. Those 3 months were the hardest 3 months that I've ever been sober, because they had the option and the ability to stop at my house, and they did quite frequently. So it was really hard to stay sober during that time. I think I even almost quit for almost a whole year back then because of all the legal shit I was going through and shit I was getting out of it. And so after I got out of the legal shit back then, I've had a few surgeries. I didn't really like painkillers. My father's in prison for robbing a drugstore for painkillers. So I stuck to drinking to kill the pain instead of taking the painkillers I was supposed to. I had Achilles repaired, rotator cuff repaired. So I was given some good painkillers that my friends loved me for. But I drank and drank and drank and drank to kill the pain, and that was an excuse to drink all the time, was I was always in pain. Life was starting to get out of control then. Had a baby, and wasn't sure what the next move was. I'd lost my job. I decided I was going to come down here to North Carolina to work. I worked down here June 29th, 2017. I came alone, and God, it was a drunk fest every night. I didn't have no one to report to, nobody living with me, and pretty much do whatever the hell I wanted when I wanted. And I got to the point where people I was seeing down here were, if I was out of money, would bring me bottles to come visit me, and I was just out of control. I met somebody. Looking back on it now, maybe it was the wrong time, the right person, I don't know, but I really loved her, and it was that relationship that led me to where I am today. I was very much so an alcoholic. I also look back at it now. I was very much a narcissist. It was always everybody else's fault, never mine. We drank a lot. I was never very supportive unless it came to me drinking. She'd asked me in April to quit drinking, and I had for a whole month. That was a hard month. I did realize I didn't have a problem. Everybody else had a problem with my drinking. I didn't have a problem with my drinking. And as our fights progressed, they got more and more violent, and September 15th, 2019, I did the unthinkable. I was extremely hammered. Been drinking all day. I started at before noon, I think. We were drinking mimosas. Went to the store, had a few beers at Lowe's Foods down here. There's a store called Lowe's Foods, so you can purchase 2 draft beers and walk around the store and shop. It was a beautiful thing when you drank. Came home, kept drinking, watched the Gamecocks play, kept drinking, made dinner, and I kept drinking. She went to bed. She had to work at 5 in the morning, and I went across the street and kept drinking with a neighbor. Again, it wasn't very comforting. I wasn't much of a boyfriend for anybody, let alone a fiance, when it came to alcohol. She tried to get me to come home. I didn't come home. One thing led to another. I finally came home, and as I said, I did the unthinkable. It was beyond my character. Everything I did was beyond my character in that relationship. I'm looking back now, after year plus therapy, all the tools that I've been finding, and throughout this sobriety, I can look back, and I'll discuss all this later. Like I said, this was basically just an intro. See if anybody wants to know more. You can subscribe, like, comment. I'm happy to tell my whole story. I have since day one on Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, I brutally beat the shit out of the woman that I loved, and sad thing is that wasn't the last straw that made me quit drinking. She'd moved out that Sunday. I was afraid I was going to jail, so I snuck up to New York to see my little girl for a few days. I don't know what I was thinking. I stayed sober for the 3 days around my mother because Mom knew I was an alcoholic. She knew it for years. She screamed at me for years. I needed to quit drinking. I'm an asshole when I drink. I never saw it. Everybody, all my friends thought I was the greatest fucking thing to slice bread when I was drinking. But I did stay sober for those 3 days with my little girl and my mom. And I came back down to face whatever I needed to face because I was unemployed. I had been unemployed for almost a month at that point. Still hadn't gotten any unemployment yet, but that's besides the point. When I got back down here, it was a Thursday, and I didn't stop drinking. I drank every minute I was awake. I think I went through from Thursday to Monday morning, 5 to 7, 175 Black Heart rum. It was amazing when I cleaned the house a few days after I was sober. And I still had bottles left. So, and as I said, I drank every minute I was awake. And that's a week later, that Sunday, I went to Hooters to watch football, watch the Vikings play, because I wasn't paying no NFL Sunday ticket prices and for 16 games. And you go there, and I could drink a few beers, and I knew most of the waitresses and the staff. So when I got there, the game was already over. That's how drunk I already was. Cops had been called. A friend of mine had called the cops, was worried I was going to commit suicide or something. I might have, I don't remember. It was a big blur, those last few days. I came home, and I went to McDonald's with my son at, I guess, 1 a.m. I don't remember. I remember talking to him, but I don't remember everything we said. And he drove. He was hungry. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I tried leaving. And I remember bits and pieces. My neighbor's BMW was parked in the one spot in the driveway. And the first time my son had ever parked behind me in the driveway. He used to park on the side street next to our house if 2 cars were in the driveway. So God or angels, somebody was looking out for me. But I tried getting out of that driveway. I don't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. As I said, I was drunk. And I know I got mad and I smashed my drink glass in the back of my truck, so I found glass all over. Trying to get out of the driveway, I had wrecked my neighbor's BMW in the driveway because I was trying to do a, I don't know, 100-point turn, try to get out of my spot. And I'm pretty sure I rear-ended my son's car too, but he didn't notice it and I didn't notice it until a few days later, and he thought somebody did it in Cole's parking lot. So I'm letting them take the fall for that one, because I don't think I rear-ended his car, but again, I don't remember shit. I finally went to bed. I think I woke up on the floor. I know it was 8 o'clock, so I didn't have much sleep, but I mean, I really felt like dead. And I realized my son was still there, so I went upstairs and I woke him up. I said, dude, you gotta go to school. And I fell down the stairs. I think I cracked a couple ribs. I went outside to check my neighbor's BMW because I thought about it when I woke up that I did it, but I wasn't sure I ever really did it or if it was a dream. And when I opened up the garage door, I was like, oh, it was fucking real. So I laid back down on the floor in the living room. I felt like I was in a casket. And the only thing preventing me from being 6 feet in the ground was the concrete slab in my living room floor. That's exactly how I felt. I could say I've hit rock bottom before, but any of the bottoms I had hit before were cliffs along the way to the absolute bottom. I had never felt this before. I started feeling a little livelier, and I made a few phone calls. I apologized to a few people. I contacted Northern Piedmont Counseling Center, set up an appointment for a therapist. I love my therapist. Her name's Madison. We've been together since my second day sober. So she's been with me 1 year, 4 months. 1 year, 4 months, 9 days. We actually have therapy later today. That's where I ended up. That's how I got to when I decided I needed to quit drinking. And I don't know where any of you are at, anybody watching this. I've never given it a serious effort until now. I never realized what rock bottom felt like until the day I woke up on my floor. It's been a struggle. Every day is a struggle. Sometimes you get that little tiny voice, hey, just have a drink. One drink, take the edge off. Or, you see a commercial on TV, you're like, oh, wow, I remember that beer. That was some good shit. Just stupid stuff like that. But I've gotten a lot of advice from people throughout this. Some I grabbed hold of and ran with it. Some I wasn't sure of. So it's been a test. I've been testing the waters. Each day I find something new that's working for me. My therapist, probably a year ago, right around this time, sent me a meditation video. If I can figure out how to share it on this YouTube link, I will. after this video. Fuck This Meditation was the video she sent me. And it was amazing that I've only known her a little over a year, and she knows me as well as I know me now. I don't know if I ever really knew who I was until this past year. But yeah, so I totally asked God for forgiveness. I had written him off at the age of 13. I had already lost a cousin to suicide, a cousin to a DWI accident, my grandmother. I lost some very important people in my life, and I was a young kid, angry teenager who really didn't know any better. Didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I asked him for forgiveness. I had slowly started getting more in touch with him in 2015, 16, 17, when I was attending school at St. Bonaventure and coaching the hockey team. I was taking classes there, and I had to take some Franciscan studies. So a couple professors and Father Dave, he was our hockey team chaplain. Very, very important person in my life. We still talk to this day. Not as much, obviously. We're a few states away, but we text every once in a while and have phone calls. And one of the other professors, Bob Donius, I don't know if he's still there or not. Since I've been down here, I've lost touch with him, but another very influential person in getting me back into the right steps for God. But that was the first thing I did, is I asked God for forgiveness, and I prayed every day. I pray every night. In the early beginnings, people asked me to go to AA again. I tried quitting years ago, half-ass, just because legal said I had to, and I've attended AA meetings. I know it helps people. I have a bad taste in my mouth from when I wasn't serious about quitting, and other people were serious about quitting, but as soon as they got out of the meeting, they went to the stores and bought 12 packs and drove off. So again, I wasn't using that avenue yet. I knew I needed to quit. I knew I was going to quit, and I had a lot of support via FaceTiming, via phone calls, people that said that they were my sponsors even though I wasn't in the program. So it was easy to talk to people when I was having weird off days. An hour session once a week with my therapist was dire in the early beginnings. I went back to the gym. That was also some of my own therapy. Put the old headphones on and rock out the gym. Like I said, my therapist sent me this Fuck This meditation video. Or fuck that meditation video. Again, I said I'll try to post it later. Looking back on it now, I thought meditation was mumbo jumbo. I thought all that spiritual crap was mumbo jumbo. I didn't believe that. Again, I didn't believe I ever had a problem with myself, with my drinking, with the drugs I used to do when I was a teenager and in my 20s. So everything I am into now is completely 360 of what I used to be. I got spiritual guides. I post spiritual motivational videos on my YouTube page, or not my YouTube page, my Facebook page. I can't post YouTube videos on Instagram, at least I haven't figured it out yet. Or they've been on there too. But I'll get into all that in the next few weeks. Where I go, who I listen to, what's helped me get to where I am. I have not relapsed. I've had many opportunities to say fuck it. Things that I wanted in life weren't where they were, and that it was all going to get better when I was sober, and it hadn't changed. But I was staying the course, and I have stayed the course. I did not quit drinking for my ex. I realized I needed to do it for myself, my kids, and what family members I still have left. And there's not many of us. So I hope you found this video inspiring. I hope you come back next week. I'll try posting on Sundays. Today was a rain day, so I got time to sit and do this video a few different times. So I think this is going to be the one. I'm already at 27 minutes. I doubt anyone's going to be on here this long anyhow, but I hope you are. I have a lot to share. There's a lot of people I'd like to influence you to that have helped me get where I am now. And things are only getting better. Things will only get better. I know it's hard. It's difficult. I've been there. I've done the half-ass tries. This one was the real one. So I hope you join me next week. Peace, love, positive vibes. Love you.